Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I have Tommy back on my channel to talk about his Manjaro journey. It's been 3 months. We want to give you some updates, talk about his weight loss journey, and see where we're at. We also are going to make breakfast and just have a casual chit chat with you. So let's go ahead and get things rolling. Before I get started though, I want to take a second to thank you for subscribing to my channel. We finally hit 500 subscribers, so I'm working on a big announcement, and I will put that out shortly as soon as some things are in place, but stay tuned for that. But again, thank you for supporting my channel already by subscribing. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that red subscribe button, like and share this video. It really helps out the algorithm and supports my channel. So again, thank you. All right, so we're making breakfast.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you ready for breakfast?
I'm starving.
Okay. So it's 10:46 in the morning, so it's brunch, lunch, whatever.
Breakfast.
So we're gonna make bacon and eggs. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good, just not that Irish stuff.
No, not Irish back bacon. He doesn't like Irish bacon. It's too much like a dry, thin pork chop to him.
Or the Canadian stuff. I like the American bacon. Who's my American bacons?
I like an Irish bacon. We got some at an international grocery store and tried it. He didn't like it. He didn't like oxtail either, so it is what it is.
Where is the bacon?
Underneath the pork chops on the tray.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
So now talking about Manjaro. Mm-hmm. Right. So are you still taking Manjaro first?
Still taking Manjaro. I'm progressed up to the 12.5.
Yeah. At the time of our last video, you were at the 5.
Probably, yeah.
Was what I was watching back, because I watched our last video. So you were on the 5, so now you're at the 12.5. Mm-hmm.
Because it's a progressive shot, is that
right?
Correct?
It progresses. So as you keep taking it, you move up and up and up as you need, and as your doctor feels it's necessary. Tommy actually moved up a little bit quicker than we actually wanted to. He wanted to stay at the 10.
Well, the doctor wanted me to stay at the 10.
The doctor even wanted him to stay at 10 because he was continuing to lose weight. His sugar was maintaining pretty well, but you couldn't get the 10 in stock at the pharmacy.
Manufacturer issue.
Mm-hmm. There's a manufacturer issue going on still. We talked about that in our last video. There is a shortage.
But
so
I could get the 12s. So either I had to not or miss an entire month or miss a shot, or the pharmacy said you could try to talk to your doctor and see if they'll allow you to move up to the 12. And the doctor was willing to let me to start the 12. He said that it might be a bumpy start, and it was. It had its side effects of nauseousness and bloating and all the early side effects, you know, that I had in the very beginning, but we've staved out now, so.
Yeah. So do you plan on staying on Manjaro forever?
Not forever. I'm happy with the success with it. A lot of people that talk about Manjaro, that I've talked to Manjaro about, or any of the diabetic medicines, their frustrations is how expensive it is. You know, and our insurance is great, but it is very expensive because even as good as our insurance is, when we first started, we were paying $300 a month out of our own pocket
for just yours,
for just my shot, and then insurance was covering the second half of that, which I think was $600 because the shot itself is like over $1,000. And then once I met my deductible, then it was, you know, fine. but meeting that deductible was crazy. In my company, we have a high deductible. So, and a lot of people said, like, I can never be on the shot just because I can't afford it, so I'm blessed. I am blessed that we had the ability, because I hear a lot of people say, I just can't even be on the shot because I can't afford it. And I feel so bad, for them. And I've even heard people say, I'm going to come rob your fridge just for the shot, So I understand that being on this shot is a privilege.
Very much so.
And I don't want to waste that. And that's why I'm taking the diet and the carnivore lifestyle and using the shot as a tool, and with this carnivore lifestyle to help me eat right, using it as the appetite suppressant and eating correctly. I had a nurse tell me, a friend nurse tell me that I should be the poster child for the shot because of the success I'm having with it. But it's really...
But I don't think it's just
I can't
the
give the
shot.
It's the carnivore, as we said in the last video.
And I give credit to you as well, because you're not just taking the shot and expecting it to work miracles and magic either.
Willpower.
And that's difficult, because sometimes people want things to just drop weight on their own with just a magic pill or a magic shot, and that's not exactly the case. We've had to make sacrifices, and we get funny looks and things like that.
Yeah.
And
we both work in healthcare, and in healthcare, if you're from that field or know, they love their functions or food and parties, and and having to turn down the sweets and the cakes and and just adapting. And we had our annual retreat, and having to only eat. We had a Mexican restaurant cater, so only being willing to make a plate instead of making a taco, only making taking the ground beef and chicken, putting cheese on that, and then afterwards they brought out a crudité board, basically, and I was hoping there was cubed cheese, but there wasn't cubed cheese there, so there was just the tomatoes and broccoli and green beans, carrots, that type of thing, and fruit. So there's nothing for me, and I had a little bit of a munchie, and everyone else was eating, so I wanted to eat something. And then there was cookies, amazing looking sugar cookies. So
there's always going to be a cookie in our life, or a donut, or something that just looks amazing and are so tempting.
Yeah, and donuts that morning. They had donuts that morning. Everybody was eating donuts, and I just and I just smell it. And then someone's like, "You want a piece of my sausage?" Because they're eating a sausage biscuit or whatever. I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I got my coffee. I'm all right." So, but anyways,
so you're not really hungry. It's just more of the past memory and craving.
Yeah, eating it with people, that fellowship, being able to eat it with people. But anyways, let's not digress. Because to eat with people and to fellowship some more, and I wanted a cheese cube, we still had that, I think mozzarella, no, it's not mozzarella. What is that white cheese?
It's a shredded cheese.
A white Mexican cheese. So anyways, I got a few scoops of that, and I put ranch on it. It seems like the weirdest thing possible, but to me it seemed like a pimento cheese spread without the peppers. And it was delicious, and it was like a nice little fat bomb that just got me through the rest of the afternoon. And I got the weirdest looks, but it got me through. And
I will say, we've gotten a lot of concerns from some family and some friends, well-meaning, that we are starving ourselves to death, that we're losing too much weight, we don't have any weight to lose. I promise we are eating. We are eating very well. Bacon, eggs, ribeye, chicken wings.
We love chicken wings, smoked or deep fried.
And different things, and it's almost getting to the point of being hurtful, the number of people that are telling us to stop losing weight.
You can't have more weight to lose. I'm like, I got still a lot of belly fat here.
I'm just under the needing to lose 100 pounds. He's just under needing to lose a little over 75 pounds. And so it gets kind of frustrating because I'm following some medical advice. I know what a healthy weight range is for us, and they wouldn't say anything if we were eating a normal diet, if we were eating sugar and candy and weighed 400 and 300 pounds respectively. So it's just be mindful of things you're saying to people, your friends, your family. If they're trying to improve their health, just be supportive of others, because you don't know where they're at in their journey. It may look like they're thin. They may not be as thin as you think they are. So
I'm tall and I look like a rectangle, but I still got a lot of weight on me.
Yep. So we're working through some things, and then people joke that I starve him. I promise I don't. The last time we had a video with Tommy, he was weighing 305 pounds. So as you just saw, he weighed 271.2. So definitely a big loss. That's only 3 months. So things are working well for us. And personally, I have advised him to go off the shot completely. He won't listen to me. But he is an adult that has received, he has been fully informed, let's just put it that way, of the risks associated with continuing to take the shot, including kind of the lawsuit that's been going on surrounding the gastroparesis and lack of digestion and things like that. And we have pretty regular conversations making sure that he's not starting to experience those symptoms. So that's where he's at with it, and I have to be okay with that because he is an adult and an informed human being. So there we are. So the last time we spoke, you had come off of several of your blood pressure medications and were still on one cut in half. Over the past 2 weeks, you've noticed your blood pressure was starting to go down again.
Yeah.
We started monitoring your blood pressure again. And where are we at with your blood pressure medication?
I don't know. Well, because of cramping, I don't want to drink enough electrolytes.
He never does.
I don't want to drink it. So I would rather take the potassium and magnesium pills. Megan gets mad about that.
Because they're a much higher dose than the actual electrolyte. So instead of tapering up to a much higher dose, he just takes a couple potassium pills and goes on.
So, according to my nurse, Megan, she thinks that was tanking my blood pressure. So I finally listened and stopped taking the potassium pill. And then she told me to stop taking the blood pressure pill until my blood pressure stabilizes again, because I was passing out yet again, and I was staying around the 100 over 60, or and so I stopped the potassium, and I don't know about my blood pressure. It's unstable. I don't know.
I think that his blood pressure is to the point that he doesn't need blood pressure medication from what I've observed in his trending numbers. So over the course of the couple weeks that we've been watching his blood pressure and the half-life of the medication, so the medication's out of his system, he shouldn't be on blood pressure medication because he's pretty regularly right at 120 over 85, 86. And I can't in good conscience give him blood pressure medication when his blood pressure is that low.
We're monitoring it. Let's say that.
So,
we're monitoring it closely.
I'm monitoring it closely, and when he goes and sees the...
Well, the problem with the doctor is I have terrible white coat syndrome, so every time I see the doctor, it spikes really high, and they're like, oh, you need it, and Megan's like, no, he doesn't, but every time I see them, it's so high.
And so I try to go with him to his doctor's appointment so I can, as a nurse, advocate for him and say, this is trending what I'm seeing, so that they get a better average of what his blood pressure actually is and not the white coat.
They bring that machine at me and hook it up, and then I'm like, anybody else like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
And the rooms and the boxness of the rooms and the quietness and I don't know. The waiting room, the waiting game makes I don't know.
And then something else that we're working through is that he's not choosing 100% carnivore either. So every now and then he does delve into more of a Ketovor lifestyle, eating a few vegetables, green beans, broccoli, that type of thing. Every now and then.
Once a month.
Right. Every now and then a bite of potatoes, but he's able to do that. I can't do that. And that's hard to see for me because I love to do that, but navigating what that looks like for us as a family, and making sure that he's getting the nutrients that he needs and that he's not being detrimental to his own weight loss or his own health, and seeing how he reacts and things.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of treading lightly as we go along and seeing how things work.
Yeah, so about once a month, like we'd go out to a restaurant, I'd say, tonight I need some green beans, so I'd order some green beans. Problem with restaurant green beans is we've read some forums or she's watched some other people on YouTube, and they put some sweeteners in it, or
sugar in them.
Sugar in their green beans, and I mean, you gotta trick the American population to eat it, I guess, but I wanted that particular restaurant's green beans, and I didn't eat them all either. I just ate a few bites of them. I primarily stuck with the meat, and even when I do get a French fry or potato, I only eat a few bites just to curb that, just little curb. And again, it's not all the time. It's just a blue moon.
That was something else that we keep hearing from people is, oh, your grocery bill must be astronomical since all you eat is meat. I'm telling you, our grocery bill is actually cheaper because we only eat meat.
Well, when we weren't carnivore and we would shop the produce section, and being the productive, shoppers or whatever, it would set in the crisper drawer and
go bad.
It would just go bad, and it would rot and get soupy down there, and then we'd have to clean it, and I'd get so mad at Megan, when it's probably my fault.
It was both of our fault.
Because we just wouldn't eat it. And meat just lasts so much longer just because you can freeze it, or just the, shelf life or something. I don't know, but it just doesn't go bad as fast.
Not only that, but if you think about it, most Americans are buying the meat plus vegetables, plus breads and milks, plus every side and all the processed foods and everything else. We buy meat, eggs, dairy. That's it. That's what we purchase. It's very, very limited. So we're not having to purchase all these extra items. So our grocery bill, yes, we're buying more meat than some people, but it's not nearly as expensive.
Clarify, dairy even, that's even decreasing, because you say dairy, that can be extensive, but that's even decreasing. That's just heavy cream, basically. And that's because of my coffee.
Here lately, we've reduced our dairy intake, so I'm noticing that for me, I think dairy might be a problem, so I've started cutting back on that. So I've been purchasing just really heavy cream, limiting the amounts of cheeses or types of cheeses that we're eating. I'm not eating really cottage cheese anymore. I've just been eating your harder cheeses, so like your cheddars, things like that. and he's doing heavy cream in coffee. I'm doing heavy cream in a chai tea that I make, but very limited. So even that budget is very small. And then I bulk purchase our meat, break it down myself, like I showed in an earlier video. I'll link for you. But it really depends on the season. I try to eat seasonally. I am scoping out on where I can buy a side of beef so that I can buy literally half a cow. I want to buy half of the pig. I want to grow my own meat chickens, just different things like that, because groceries are expensive for everybody, and I want to be able to do what I can to save us some money, and have a ready supply of meat, because I hate going into the grocery store, because where we live, our meat selection is not the greatest.
Yeah, we're in a food desert around here, being in rural America. We have a lot of farms, so finding it shouldn't be the issue. It's just networking and finding, the farm and being brave enough.
Who we want to support too.
Brave enough to find that person and support them, and
purchasing a freezer.
Yeah. So financially, up front, we do have a small freezer, but for that amount of meat, we'd have to purchase a larger freezer. And then with that, because we are in the rural America, this house is predominantly known to lose power for weeks in the winter. Yeah. Mom and Dad has always done that. So we need to also purchase a generator, because I'd hate to have all that meat and then we lose power this winter. And I heard this is going to be a terrible winter thanks to the spoon, shovels, forks, persimmon seeds. Persimmon seeds have shown spoons, so they're saying it's going to be a lot of snow. Who's the almanac person out there that looks at your persimmons?
But so I think that irregardless, I do want to get a generator, because I think that we need to be prepared for that anyway, because we lose power up here due to windstorms, due to the winter. I mean, you name it. I don't want to lose meat any time of the year, much less in the winter, when we can't get off this hill. And I definitely want to look into buying a freezer, because we do need more storage space, because we've about maxed it out just in about a 2-month supply of meat.
Yeah.
And I would like to have about a 6-month supply of meat on a regular basis available, so we can keep a variety going. And that leads me to another big thing that has helped us with carnivore. People ask us if we get bored. We don't, because we eat variety. So we'll eat, say, pulled pork, but it won't be just pulled pork on our plate. We'll eat pulled pork with chicken thighs, or pulled pork with shrimp, or pulled pork with salmon, and really change things up and try to make things adaptive, and eating meat as a side. It's a side option. Eating different textures of meat, cooked different ways, trying different things. The other day when I made the cheese chicken recipe, I also made ribeyes on the smoker. So we had kind of both things that night, so that it wasn't just one texture, one flavor, boring.
Yeah. And then another question we get a lot is, like, if we're eating like this, what does my niece eat? How do we force her?
Are we starving her?
We're not starving her, but
I've gotten the question, are you starving her?
Yeah, what does she eat? So, we're not starving her, and she eats whatever she wants to eat. We provide her the meats. She eats all of our meats, and plenty of meats. And then for her sides, she can either
prepares the side, or I help her
cook her own sides. Or she prepares them. She likes, her favorite go-to side is the mac and cheese
Velveeta cups.
Velveeta cups. That's her own. She prefers that over the stovetop mac and cheese. And then she doesn't like the mashed potato cups, does she?
She loves the mashed potato cups. She's just out of them currently.
Okay, so she'll go to buy some more of those. Her favorite breakfast is Reese Puffs. That's her favorite breakfast. So those are her sides. Nutella toast, and she's got canned vegetables that we heat up for her. So she eats her sides. And she's not carnivore with us, and that's okay.
And again, she is an adult, just like we're adults. And so she eats what she wants to eat, and that's another reason that we choose to go out to eat on a fairly regular basis, so that if she's not liking the meats that we're choosing to eat or what we're choosing to eat on a regular basis here at home, she has the opportunity to choose something completely different, like chicken tenders, or her favorite thing at a restaurant is a cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger is the only thing she ever eats at a restaurant. So.
Or boneless wings at B-dubs. But she has her opportunity to eat random things, pasta even if she wanted to, out, because I don't like to bring those things myself.
That's a lot of bacon.
I'm wanting to cook it all up because I'm out of bacon grease in my jar.
For the bacon grease. Smart thinking.
So what's your future plans as far as the next few months to continue with your weight loss, other than just your dietary plans?
Weight loss? My ultimate weight loss goal is under 200. That's like
we've put like 199 as your
199 goal. Has always been my like, wow, that's amazing, you know. Right now, because I can't cognitively think of a time I've ever been under 250. So I'm 270. I can't think of a time I've ever been under 250. So that would be a mini celebration. If I get 249, that would be like, oh my goodness, it's a real thing. So that's my next mini goal, just 249.
Right.
I'd be quite happy with that. And so then from 249 to 199, it just kind of maintenance, and really from that time, like, probably just exercise, firm up, muscle gaining, because by then it's probably just saggy skin and just...
It's already getting to be saggy skin on both of us.
Because that final 50 pounds would probably just be not really fat, but just sag and just nasty. Not nastiness, but just sag.
Just saggy.
Just saggy. So there, you know, and you can show the app on the body fat composition and muscle, you know, by that time. So I think I've heard Megan said that per research on a man's body, body fat should be what, 28% on
18%.
18% on a healthy person. Now I heard somewhere 10%. She's like, yeah, for a massive bodybuilder
that is at competition and ripped down and has been running around spitting to get rid of their water weight.
So like, I don't know how many pounds 18% would be. But so we're tracking the percentage, and if my body fat could get close to 18 to 20%, whatever weight that is, then fine, you know, because I know muscle weighs more than fat, right. And wherever that lands, I'm fine with that.
Well, and as we lose some more weight, I'm wanting to go and look into getting the DEXA scan, which is a little bit more of an accurate measure of your body fat percentage, your bone density, and different things like that, so that we can see exactly where our body fat percentage is, but not quite yet. I don't think we're close enough to that, just to see where we're at and tweak a little thing that once we get there.
So physically for me right now, because I'm having more energy, able to do more things, I want to focus more on the gym, being more active at the gym, or I've already been more active around the house with gardening. I love fall. Fall time is the best time to plant and twiddle and do things around the house. So, but getting into the gym.
But I fried up a whole bunch of bacon because my bacon grease jar was empty, because we use it for everything. Everything. Big question asked was side effects that you're experiencing with Manjaro.
The side effects would be, I get not every shot, I think it depends on the box or the dosage, or it's not every box and not every shot, but occasionally I get a injection site reaction.
There you go.
So it would whelp up probably a day or 2 days after the shot.
Sometimes the same day as the shot, depending. About a quarter size.
About a quarter size red. But again, not every shot does it, just some shots. This one is not. This one, well, you tell me.
It's a little bit.
A little red there. I don't know, you can see what you're... The shot was Saturday morning. That's the only thing most annoying about the shot. Megan gives me the shots. I could probably reach back there and give it myself, probably under, if I wanted to give it. But I enjoy Megan torturing me, or she enjoys it more than I do. I could give it to myself in my arms, but Megan is here and is willing to give it to me. I like my arms more than my legs. The doctor said it can go, and the box says it can go in any 3 places: the arms, the belly, or the legs. The doctor said for my body composition, because of how much weight I personally carry on my belly, my arms or legs would be the best option for delivery method.
At the time that he started it, he doesn't have much weight left on his belly, so that may be different now.
Maybe different now. I felt that I tried it in my legs, and I felt that the arms was the best for me.
The best results. Most impact.
Yeah.
I felt like his appetite was the most suppressed, and he saw the most weight loss and sugar control with it in his arms versus his legs.
So I think we talked about this in the last video. Same thing in the last video. So I take the shot typically on Saturday. By Monday, I'm starting to feel full, eating very little.
Bloated.
By Tuesday, I'm bloated. Still just very little eating. Bloatedness is kind of decreased though. It gives or take, but it's decreased.
And the amount that you're eating is a little bit increased now too. At the time of the video, you were at 1/8 to 1/4 cup. You're now to about 1/4 to 1/2 cup is your average meal portion size.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Makes me feel a little bit better. Still trying to eat multiple meals a day.
Yeah.
As hard as that is to force yourself to eat. Do you ever feel nauseous or
No.
that type of thing?
Never feel nauseous, never throw up. Since the 5 or 7.5, I've not really felt that bloated. I think it went away with the 10. I've not really felt that bloated.
You got egg burps the other day. What did you get egg burps after? There was something you got egg burps after. I can't remember.
Was it Ponderosa steak?
Might have been. There was something that he got the egg burps after, and it was like, whoa, that was weird.
Yeah, because I haven't had those in a long time.
I think it was Ponderosa steak because literally their ribeye has 5 carbs in it from a sugar marinade. And their grilled shrimp has sugar in it because of marinade. So we won't be going back to Ponderosa.
Sorry, Ponderosa. But yeah, it was, I think, but it wasn't that bad. Egg burps, if you manage their sugar, it has to be from the sugar.
Our experience with egg burps was always sugar driven.
Always sugar driven. So if you manage that, the egg burps go away. I don't feel nauseous. Haven't felt nauseous for a long time. Doctor did some lab work and labs came back good. My
A1C went from over a 6 down to a 5.
A1C is 5 and it was over a 6. So carnivore in the shot helped lower that like it's supposed to. Cholesterol's improving. He wanted me on the cholesterol med, and Megan said stop taking it and let's see how the carnivore diet helps. And sure enough, it improved my red meat does lower your cholesterol.
Yep.
Don't tell the
What's difficult is knowing where your research comes from. So we've been told our whole lives to limit your red meat or this or that or the other thing. look at where the money trail goes and know where your research is.
And those statin pills from the pharmacy is expensive too. Talk about your
Manjaro being expensive.
well, not Manjaro, but those statin pills are expensive. Talk about your grocery budget, your pharmacy budget. You know.
Right, lower your pharmacy budget.
I can buy another steak with that statin pill.
Without buying it.
Yeah, so my cholesterol's improved since my last lab test.
Vitamin D has gone up too.
Vitamin D's gone up without taking supplements.
Which is correlated to your cholesterol intake. So eating a good amount of red meat and cholesterol and not limiting your cholesterol, not taking a statin, your body is able to synthesize the vitamin D and things like that. So you need your red meat, you need to eat meat. That's my take on that.
That's what we discovered from my lab. And the doctor's definitely on board with it. So shout out to my doctor for being on board, monitoring my labs, and keeping up with my health, and
being willing to allow us to try things and experiment and collect data, and not just saying, no, you can't do that because this is how I was medically trained. He's willing to do some research with us and look at other things and alternative options. If you guys have any other questions for Tommy or myself regarding Ozempic, Manjaro, Carnivore,
my poop
at the dinner table, really. This is life with Tommy. But leave them down in the comments below, and we'll do our best to answer them as quickly as we can. We got a lot of fun things planned, lots of things coming up. Our schedule's getting busier and busier, I think. This weekend ends the first of my nursing classes.
Yay!
Woo!
Congratulations on 500! Woo! Thank you for supporting her in this journey, and allowing her to join your community, and joining and making her feel so welcome to YouTube.
All right, and that's all we have for you today. Thank you again so much for joining us, and to all of my subscribers, you made this 500 mark so possible for me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that red subscribe button, that bell notification so you're notified every time that I upload a new video, the like and the share button so that more people can come join this community and we can keep growing. Our next video, I'm gonna share my carnivore update and kind of where I have been since I've stopped taking Ozempic. But until next time, bye for now.